If there's one thing I think is important and should be continued and encouraged in life, I think it's a growth mindset. For everyone that's out there, learning, constantly evolving, constantly pushing yourself. I think that's the whole point of it. I've spoken to many persons who, at a certain point in their business, they are still confused. They are looking for direction, they are looking for clarity. Really, I think that many persons have come to rely on other people giving them clarity so much that they tend to become lazy. You tend to become so much lazy that you cannot decide for yourself. You cannot learn what you should be learning for yourself. You cannot do things for yourself. And I think that's a very important red flag. That's a huge red flag. Really, for anyone that truly wants to be successful, you need to have a level of independence. You need to have a level of decision making. And how can you really make informed decision? It's only by learning. You see, if you are not learning the skill, you are not learning the trade, you are not learning a particular thing that you are meant to be learning, you don't know more about it, you don't learn more about it, you don't search, you don't do your research. These are very cogent red flags. I've seen persons that I would speak to, I'll tell them about problems that they are currently experiencing and how they can get out of it. Some persons will go back, do their research, do their review, brood on the subject, learn more about it, improve about it, and eventually become a better person. Also, I've also seen persons who you will talk to about a particular matter, they take what you tell them down, and immediately they leave, it flies out of their head. And when you come back again and talk about the same subject, they are mostly forgotten or they took no action. Really, I think it's a big problem. I think it's a big problem because anyone that is set for growth, really, you need to also give a level of commitment towards doing or learning more about what you are talking about. You see, one of the things I do when I have sessions with my mentor is that several of the things that I teach that strikes out to me or that seems like something I can do for my business, I tend to note those things down. And eventually, when I'm done after that, of course, I can go and sleep off and things like that. But I always come back to those sessions. I take some of these notes and I go back and I brood upon it. And I start to see how I can reinvent the wheel, how I can readjust some of these things that I've learned from him, and how I can improve on some of these things and get better at what I'm currently doing. You see, many of us have problems, right? And the problems that you have, it is what you know that can help you get out of those problems. It is what you've learned, what you've understood that can help you get out of those problems. Many persons are still looking to be fed. And it's one thing that hurts me a lot. It pains me so much that many persons are looking to be spoon fed every single time. Every single time you have a problem, you have someone that you're running to. And sometimes it starts to piss me off, really. But no offense. I understand that we are all learning, I understand that we are all growing. But really, my challenge to you is that you need to constantly improve yourself. I've seen persons who say they want to learn a skill, or they want to learn a trade, or they want to do a business, and they have zero idea about that business. It's always a red flag because many of these persons eventually don't go ahead with some of the things that they want to do. And I think you should be learning values, habits, things that can truly make you valuable, things that can truly make you valuable in the business sector, in the professional setting that you are. You want to become an investor, you want to learn something, you want to build your wealth, you want to grow your wealth, whatever it is that you want to do, you should be learning, you should be knowing about something, you should be doing your research, you should be able to pick up your device and search online. You should be able to go into books and learn more. The Bible talks about that you understood by books. Another important thing that I also found in the Bible was that, you see, there are these people in the book of Acts called the Berean Church. These guys, even after being taught by the teachers, they would go back to go and learn by themselves, to go and see what they were taught. And this has been an important factor for my life, really. This has been an important factor for my life. I would never rely on somebody's knowledge. I would want to go in there, understand this thing for myself, so that if you wake me up in the middle of the night, what exactly is this? How can I do this? How can I do that? I will be able to explain to you. And I think that's an important element for growth. That's an important factor that you need to consider while building yourself. So really, in the year 2026 and even years to come, guys, are you improving yourself? Are you building on yourself? Or are you still waiting to be spoon-fed? Trust me, those that are still being spoon-fed, eventually you'll be left behind, because you cannot be a baby forever. You cannot be a young person forever. Eventually you still have to grow and move out of the shell. So let me know what you think, guys. Are you the kind of person that wants to be spoon-fed? You want to keep being spoon-fed? Or you're the kind of person that wants to embrace growth by himself? I advise you embrace growth by yourself. And let's have a great year together, guys. Cheers.